I guess when I was 18 or 17, around there, I noticed it, like, the way that, I guess, scene kids were on the internet most. I started noticing, like, I don't necessarily know all of their names, just Google scene kids, those kids. And I started watching random YouTubers, Tyran Tragedy, Let a Bunny, and all that stuff. I was into the videos, but it was like, it's more of things that I wanted to do than things that I wanted to watch other people do. Especially since I think the first time I wanted my hair cut like that and stuff, I didn't even understand the fact that half of the girls who had colored hair were wearing hair extensions, which I am now. And I had brown hair at the time, so my hair was naturally, like, to here-ish. So I didn't really wear extensions, but then after I bleached it, I guess I'd been dyeing my hair with, like, box dye too much, so bleaching it out was like a bitch and a half, and I had to cut my hair down to like here. But I then felt more comfortable because I was like, oh yeah, all these chicks wear extensions, and that's like the kind of thing that I wanted to get into anyways, so I didn't have to worry too much about how I felt about that. And yeah, I think I also noticed it in particular when I got like, I started gaining like 100 followers every few months or so, and I was wondering where the heck they were coming from. I didn't understand what this was, and I realized it was for my hashtags and my colored hair and stuff, and I thought that was pretty interesting because I was following people who had similar things as I did too. And now I look back at it and I'm just like, I remember when this all started, and I found girls who were wearing hair extensions and had similar colored hair to me, and I was just going on their profile and I was like, oh my god, I wear hair extensions too! Oh my god, we both have shoulder length hair? I have shoulder length hair! Oh my god! And then now I look back at it and I'm like, wow, I'm commenting exactly what people comment to me. Not that it's a bad thing, but I guess people start from somewhere. Don't sell yourself short. I also think around then is when I started noticing like people on social media that were rude to other people and stuff, because I started getting into posting like this, and I noticed a lot of comments that were coming around because, you know, people go through phases, and I've heard the comment, it's not a phase, Mom, so long. It's like, it kind of really isn't. There's a variation of phases within it, but, I mean, I've had colored hair since I was 15, 16, and I don't think that it makes a difference over the years, and I don't know. It's not a phase. But when it comes to things like doing winged eyeliner that is so wide and thick it reaches your eyebrows, or drawing eyebrows that are shaped exactly like birds and very close to each other, yeah, I had some really bad phases. I mean, if I had the followers that I have now when I had that kind of bad makeup, I'd be in a lot of bad makeup vlogs. Like, very just like, I mean, now people just want to go on about my teeth, which I don't care about. And that, yeah. So yeah, it was about that time that I started getting into social media to the point where people were noticing me and I was gaining followers. Then I was starting to like promote things or buy things that I could tag companies, and I was working back and forth, kind of. It's like you buy stuff from a shop that has an Instagram and says to tag it, and then you tag it, and then you have followers because of other subjects, and then they come and post you because it's like, hey, you're working back and forth, you're getting people who are into hair or into hair colors into these clothes or into these shoes or, whatever. And I guess that's how it goes along. Is I started mostly with just clothes. I think the first time that I was approached for hair was like a year and a half ago, but that was probably like the best thing ever. I love VP fashion. And it's like there's a lot of times where people will think that somebody who has followers are promoting something, and it's just like they're gonna give it a good review because they're getting it for free. But when I review a product, if the thing doesn't come to a quality standard, if it's like, I've gotten products that break and stuff after I've gotten them, and I don't review those products because there's no point in reviewing a product that is so shitty it broke. I'm not going to tell people to go and buy something that's not worth it. I mean, the only reason that I promote this hair and hair dye so much is because it's actually good quality. I've used other brands and things, and I just don't think that they come up to the same standard. There's a lot of people that are like that. It's like that for a lot of YouTubers. It's just I don't like the fact that I constantly, over the years, have been seeing people aimlessly promote things. When I was 18 and going through all those bad phases, eventually I stopped and started to get into... I think I was trying to get into makeup, like more goth makeup, but I wasn't doing a very good job of it. And eventually I just kind of left it behind because I was like, it doesn't look like goth makeup, it looks like dirty makeup. And it's like, you ever heard the term clean is the new scene? Well, that's for sure. Take showers. And then, I guess when I was 19, that's when I started to realize sticking to like more pastel colors, trying to keep things, like I said, clean, was the better thing. So it's kind of like drop anything that looks yucky. Yeah, when I was 19 on social media, I deal with a lot of ridicule about weight. And weight has always been an issue for me. Like, I have been thin my entire life. I got photos of me when I was 5, and I was the thin 5-year-old in class. It's like, it's the way my metabolism has been. And when I've been on the internet, it's been harder to deal with it than in the past. Because in the past, it's like, okay, I've answered your questions, and it's all done with. I don't have to answer your question again. But with my account, it's like, I have to put high metabolism in my description, in my bio, in everything, because there are people constantly questioning my weight. And I would just leave that at that and not answer people's questions. But not answering people lets people lead their minds into thinking, oh, you're not answering them because you're in denial. And then other people just want to take the fact that you are answering them because you're in denial. It's like, no matter what, no matter what, I'm wrong, so what's the point? I feel like that's with everything. You try and answer a question, it's like, no. But I handled it alright. I think it was also just difficult with my living situation. I wanted to grow up a lot faster than I should have, I guess. And I had the money to move out. And I did, but the apartment that I was at was so shitty, I didn't want to. And that was around the time that I was like close to being pregnant. I don't know. I don't remember when I got pregnant. I just remember being pregnant. I think the problem too is that I seen too many people when I was in school and just like Mike's parents, my family and stuff, just thinking that you can't really get anywhere in life looking the way that you do and being who you are. Not like them judging me, it's just the way the world is. Not everybody hires people with colored hair and piercings. There are a lot of places that do now, so that's amazing. But my parents and I started in a generation where people were into all that stuff. So it being a new thing where I can walk into a fry joint and the chick who serves me has purple hair and like 15 piercings on her face is a great thing, because now I know that these places are more worried about work ethics and not the way that you look. And that's how it should be. Because not everybody should have to work online and stuff just to look the way that they do. Not saying that everybody does, but people should be more accepting of that kind of thing. Like, I want to walk past the pink store and see a poster of a girl with pink hair there. 'Cause hell, that goes at the store. Why not? When I was 20. When I was 20, I think social media was even more of an impact, because I got pregnant. And being a colored-haired girl who looks like she's potentially either 40 or 14 can get very confusing on the internet. Everybody wants to judge you for the parenting you haven't showed them yet. And it's like, it's ridiculous. Most of the points were just whether or not I was eating, whether or not I was taking care of myself or him, and yeah. It's, I think for me, I got past it pretty well, just kind of seeing it as, I think for me, I got past it because of hormones. Probably was just going so psychotic. I was like, ha, they love me. They really love me. I know it's just the hormones, but they love me. And that was pretty much 80% of me. And the other 80% of me was just crying in the bathroom trying to, 80%. The other 20% of me was just crying in the bathroom, just trying to forget the bad moments into puking. Because puking was bad. I mean, my metabolism is so fast, it's like I burn off everything very quickly. But I would eat like little snacks, and I'd be throwing up little snacks all throughout the day. It's like, ooh, I love this big bowl of rice, and now it's in the toilet. I'll have another big bowl of rice and throw it up in 5 seconds too. It's like, it's ridiculous. And I did not like pregnancy. Not that I didn't like having Rex, of course. At least he eats a lot better than I do. I remember a couple months after Rex was born, somebody started making a viral post about me and saying that I was a meth addict and blah blah blah. And reading through the comments, it was so terrible. It was like people threatening to call children's services, and it's like, all I can think when people are that concerned that you have to post about somebody's child saying that they're being a bad parent is talk to children's services. If you're really all that concerned about the health and safety of a child, that you're going to post about it on the internet instead of talking to children's services, then that's your problem. Like, I understand that's social media, but at the same time, you're really not all that concerned about safety if you're posting about it instead of doing something about it. Because all that does is put a person who either is or isn't in danger in more danger potentially. And since you're doing nothing more than posting about it and not doing anything about it, then I don't see how you're really any better. I think now that I am 21, I realize that I take into account everybody's feelings a little bit more. Like, because I've had way too much shit happen to me, and all I can think is, what if that were me? What if I said that to myself? So, I really take into everybody's feelings into account a lot more. And it's not even necessarily that I really want to. It's, well, I guess it is that I want to. But it's more the fact that I know what it's like to be the person who you feel like you've got nobody, and that there are a lot of people who will pick on you for the way that you look, the way that you act, and you can't help it, but you want to be who you are without having to deal with the kind of ridicule that people want to give you. Because our world preaches for us to accept one another, and then also makes fun of somebody for being different. Because that's just the way that it is. Dye your hair blue and be free-spirited, but as soon as you do it, you're a Smurf! It's just easier, because I look back at, like, years ago with my first post, and it's like, I would just feel so shitty when somebody would make a rude comment, or I would comment back to a billion people saying thank you. And it's how it affects me from the beginning. How it made me really feel entitled that everybody's opinion mattered a lot more on the internet than it did in the real world. And now I'm sitting here just wondering why I would feel that way. Not that people's opinions don't matter, but why do I feel like all that kind of stuff is such an importance to me? And it's like, when you grow up in a school, in a world, in a town where people are just stupid enough and pick on everybody, it's nice to have a place you can get away where there are a lot of people who just love you for the way that you are and just want to see you because you are who you are. And I think that that should be a way that everybody should feel. Don't you? Look who's awake! Look who's awake! There's so much ice on it! There goes my hat! Don't play with that. Don't know why those were there. There goes my hat again. Jesus. Whoa! So yeah, he's like 10 months old now. And huge, like half my size. Got a head as big as me. So yeah, you can tell he's definitely going to be closer to his dad's size. Huh. Hey Rex. Abu. 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 Hi, sweet little boy. Hi, sweet little boy. You want Mama's hat? Sorry, that eye snot is just giving me an eye sore. You're not gonna let me get it, are you? Yeah. Yeah. Somebody wants to stand. Somebody really wants to stand. Somebody really wants to stand. Yep. He's getting close to it. Huh? You're getting close to it. No, that's not for you. Jesus, this hat doesn't like me. Oh no, those blocks are for you. There. Here, no. Want the star? Use the star. No, you would like the yellow one better. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And hear me rant some more.